Are you a business owner? Or maybe you're a business owner with partners. Are you getting tired of constantly putting out fires and reacting to this problem or that? Let's face it, there's only so much extinguishing you can do. How about your communications? Are they effective and efficient? Does your team know that they're supposed to lift on 3? Perhaps yelling into tin cans connected by a string, though fun in the right setting, isn't quite as cool now that you have a real business to run. Look, you already know that every business has multiple points of failure, and you know that you must minimize the chance of failure at each and every point. Do you find yourself having a say in every decision made? Isn't that exhausting? How empowering is that for your employees? How difficult does that make the decision to add another employee when you know they too will need your time? How do you assign work? Is it a matter of, can you do this? Or, I need you to do that. How effective is that? Do you get people to give you exactly what you envisioned? Or do people mostly fall short of your expectations, requiring you having to step in? Maybe you're more advanced. Maybe you have documentation. Perhaps it's not a matter of what you have, but rather it's a matter of how easy it is to find it. Remember that people don't think as you think. What is easy to some is difficult for others. So if you have documentation, is it organized and easy to access? Or is it disorganized, requiring a tenured librarian to track down what's needed? The biggest question I have for you is, if you were to go away for an extended period of time, what would happen to your business? Would it survive? How would your staff get done all the things that are needed? Most business owners thought this would be somewhat simple. I mean, they knew it would take hard work, but come on, face it, it takes a lot more than a great idea to be relevant in business. For starters, every business requires some level of organization. The more the business grows, the more apparent that need becomes. As time goes on, the things that must get done simply weigh on you. You have to get others to help, or you must do it all yourself. It's not just you who needs help. Your people need help too. They need your guidance because they don't have the knowledge of your business like you do. They must learn it, either from you directly or maybe from the training you provide. Otherwise, where else will they get the info to do what is needed by the business? You started the business because you had a vision that either you have a better mousetrap or there was a gaping hole out there that you had a solution for. Great. Now that you're here, you have to provide your very best to both your clients and your employees, regardless of the struggles that come with owning a business. The responsibility you have is huge. The thing is, the moment you add a staff member, even if just a contractor, your business is beginning to become bigger than you. Your job is not just to let it happen, rather it is to make it happen. It's part of the process of growth. No Fortune 2000 company got there with no staff. Because the people who you hire also rely on this company for their livelihood, it's important that not all the burden be placed on you. When you initially start out, it is. But depending on how quickly you add systems, you can get the business to be responsible for both them and you. And that's how it should be. Your vision must be greater than you. You will burn out over time if you leave all the major decision-making responsibilities up to yourself. It's not feasible to sustain a high level of service and growth on your own, or by being everything to everyone. So why think that way? Do more by being systemized and use leverage. Your business's ultimate survival depends on it. Now imagine your business where you built an ATM machine that not only supports you and your family, but also supports many others. Imagine that you are not needed at every decision point and that you have people that have the right resources to do what's best for the business because that's how you built it. Imagine one of the best employees, Joe, suddenly decides to move on. He leaves. But while you'll miss Joe as a person, you aren't worried about the business. You hire a new person and they plug right into the system you and people like Joe help to build. You keep moving along because you can. And now you have the added security of knowing that others in your business can help out in other areas when needed. Why? Because your systems are so powerful and accessible that anyone with the right skill set can do any other job needed. So now when your girl Friday takes time off, the time comes and goes, business gets done, and you didn't skip a beat. Imagine that you no longer fear needing to travel or take time off yourself. The office simply works with or without you and with or without key employees, at least well enough to survive the time away. Imagine if firefights were a thing of the past, regardless of how fond you are of them. Yes, you now solve problems instead because you know how to respond to things that once caused a full 3-alarm fire. Not anymore. If you tried leaving today for a week or a month, what would that look like? What would happen to your business? Would it operate smoothly? Would you even survive? If not, why not? Would your employees have the resources they need to be their best? Or are they properly equipped to tackle the needs of the day? How do you know for sure? Would your business generate enough revenues to make payroll, including yours? Would your family benefit from the business if your departure was more of a permanent nature? You know and I know that creating a sound business system is hard work, yet it's work that must get done. There are tons of things to document and a gazillion flowcharts that probably go with it all. Well, maybe that's a bit of an exaggeration, but the fact is, there's a lot to do that's real. You have to create org charts to some extent so that you can define roles and responsibilities that are needed. You know it's important, but man, oh man. There's just so much, and you don't even feel like you have the time to do the things that you need to do now, let alone tackle a project like this. Heck, you've got clients that need you too. Or you can forget having revenues, right? Then let's not also forget to have the products and services that must be made ready, and you already have limited resources to do that. And now you're being told that you have business systems to build. Yay, you! So taking all of this into consideration, what are you supposed to do? You have options, and the one you've been exercising so far is to do nothing. How's that been working out for you? If that's true for you, then you're not part of the solution, you're part of the problem. You simply haven't made this a big enough priority, or maybe this is all new to you altogether. So if you could make this a priority and add it to your priority list, even your staff can pitch in. What's one more plate to spin when you already have a bunch going on now? But hey, it may be a viable option for you. If so, jump on it. It'll change your life. Or you can get help. There are lots of ways to have others help. That includes having a consultant advise you on what to do and keep you focused all the way to having a team come in and do it for you. Whatever your budget, don't just sit there and do nothing. Get started now so each day, week, and month you get closer to that desired systemized state of being. When Mikkel and I set out to build our own solution for our own businesses, we knew others would want this too. We fully get that we're struggling to keep our systems well-defined and dynamic, and with me being as left-brained as they come, others surely would struggle too. We solved that for us, and now we can share our solution with you. We know you don't have the time, and we hardly even touched on the fact that this type of project is probably not even part of your team's capabilities. Trust me, not many people have this type of expertise. But there's good news. Just like a few of my close friends in business, you too can get my help. You see, my friends knew I could do this for them, and so I did. And I can do this for you too if you lack the in-house expertise or the time or the resources. For my friends, they simply wanted this done. All they wanted to know is, how much, when can I do this, and what support did I need from them? That was their way of assuring themselves that there were changes coming and that these changes were a good thing. So if getting started is simply a matter of not knowing where to start or how to start, we have your back. You can do this by yourself with perhaps some guidance, or you can have a team come in and save you a ton of frustration, time, and money. What's the cost of a lost sale from inefficient sales processes, or a refund from poor customer service? The key is to get started now. The time for action is now, and waiting any longer will only jeopardize your business's future. A lot of business owners created that business because they wanted to gain financial freedom and ultimately time freedom. Time freedom requires that you leverage others so your business has value, regardless of whether you sell it or reap the financial rewards of its cash flow success. You can only have a business that supports you without you being there if you have others that the business also supports to do what you're not there to do. You see, the business has got to be bigger than you, or that statement cannot be true for you. So when is now a good time to get started with your business system documentation project? After all, what will your business look like in 12 months if you do nothing now? Be the change agent for your business, and your business will reward you and those who are also supported by the business. DocAndDo will provide you with all the power you need to get your business systems in an easily accessible format with real-time dynamic updates from those you entrust. Click on the button to get started now.